Okay, so we're at cave number 2 as part of the cave tutorial and walkthrough series. Cave entrance, very easy to find. Take a look on our map. Let's see, I'm right about here where that pointer's at. It's about 7186, but we'll walk up to the actual door so you can see exactly where that entrance is at. This cave is a hot cave. I call it the lava cave, but proper name for it, I believe, is the southeast cave at 70.586 even. The artifact inside is the massive, required for the broodmother to summon it. One sad part for me on this cave is that my cave kit, as I mentioned, or my argent that I use specifically for caves, cannot be jammed inside that door. As well, it's probably not the best idea, but I like that argent on passive. If it's on neutral or attack my target, it's going to be flying around, and when I come out, it could be a headache to find. So we'll hope for the best. As we enter the cave, some things that we need to discuss. You might have seen the first cave tutorial video. That cave is quite easy compared to this one. The gear is more or less not absolutely required that I have, so first we'll talk about what you definitely really want. A few sleeping bags, which I've already placed. We'll see them on the way. Parachute is a minimum, but I much prefer grappling hooks for this cave. I've definitely brought a few too many here. Just check my speed. Doesn't appear to be too effective, but I'm going to go ahead and ditch a couple of those just for the weight. I like to be able to move quick, especially in this cave, especially when you're alone. I'm going to be really pulling back a lot. Get rid of the stack of meat too. Bring another sniper. 30 should be enough. Bring a little bit more sniper ammo. Well, I don't know if I'm much faster, but a little more close to the setup I want. I'm going to be pulling back a lot. And the cave is quite hot. Chitin armor will do. I'm rolling ghillie, and I put myself down some sleeping bags. I always do name one of the bags, and then I generally just double check. We have a big tribe, a lot of beds and sleeping bags on the map, so well, I don't see other people's sleeping bags, of course, but we do have a lot of beds on the map. If I'm in a rush or coming back in a panic, it's a good idea to know where I need to quick hit to respawn right here. That way I don't accidentally respawn somewhere else and have to kill myself. So we'll talk gear first, and we'll talk about what we can expect from this cave. So as in the other cave, I'm a high level 101. You don't need to be to do this cave. If you're going to do it alone without dinos, though, you will want a decent sniper. It took me 4 tries the first time to finish this cave alone. The 4th or 5th try when I was successful, I had a mid-level sniper, I believe a journeyman or mastercraft, 300% damage. This sniper's boss, but you don't really need that. You know, it's the better the gear, the better, though, of course. So I'm using a mix of mastercraft and journeyman ghillie suit over here. Chitin armor will do the job. Flak is a no-go because of the heat. I wouldn't really recommend hide. I'd say chitin as a minimum. Definitely first for me would be the crossbow with grappling hooks. Worst case, you should have some parachutes on you. Shotgun, if it has to be one of the crappier ones, then that's okay, but pump action is recommended. Sniper rifle is my go-to weapon when it comes to caves. Headshots do a lot of damage. This sniper rifle in particular is devastating. The downside to this gun, of course, is that it's a lot of mats to repair, and I have to repair it at like 25% or I won't be able to fit the mats in my fabricator. Something that's very important on any cave is either stimulant or stim berries. There are dinos in this cave that will knock me out. I'll be spamming stims if I get hit. Lesser antidote is extremely helpful in this cave, but it's very expensive, it's hard to make, and requires some difficult ingredients. You can do without it. The reason I have it is I guess it's the onyx will give me super rabies if it gets too close, and this will compensate for that. You can survive the super rabies, which is contagious. It'll spread to your tribe mates, but you would need a lot of medical brews to compensate. Sorry, that's my cat saying hello. She's excited about this cave. You would need the medical brews to compensate for the health damage, and a lot of them, because this super rabies will pass over a time period. It runs on a timer, but it eats health, so you'll need to be spamming these things more or less. I wouldn't say spam, that's wasteful, but you'll need to be consuming quite a few of these. So if you can't bring this, bring a lot of that. The Callian soup, not necessary, but very helpful. If my armor gets damaged or ripped off, which it can, this Callian soup will help me maintain temperature. You're going to want to bring a lot of water. There are no lakes or ponds in this cave. However, oddly enough, if you fall in the lava and you get out fast with your grappling hook, that'll fill up your drink. So that's kind of helpful. It happened to me once by accident. It was quite funny to think of a person drinking lava. The dinos you can expect to find in here are the Araneo, or the spider, the Dilo, the onyx, the scorpion, as well as yeah, so that's about it. There might be a megalosaurus, rarely. I have seen it the odd time. You're going to want to maybe help keep that asleep. As far as bringing dinos goes, it's a bit risky. If you fall in the lava or your dino falls in the lava, the dino won't survive. Yeah, there's no way to really recover that. So you may not want to bring your best dino. You might want to bring something if it's your first time that you're willing to lose. The cave is also a little bit weird as far as getting lost goes. So I'm going to show you the way off the bat right to the artifact. Hopefully we find it the first time. As I mentioned in all my videos, I do tend to get lost in these caves. So the first trip we're going to go just for the artifact, and then we're going to explore the cave a little more, trying to find these explorer notes and look around. The Megalosaurus, if it spawns, will be at the artifact's location. It is fairly rare. I'm going to be sniping at headshots if it does, and I just don't want to deal with that thing. I don't want to accidentally wake it up, and I sure as heck don't want it to wake up while I'm trying to get the artifact out. The cave is hot as F, so that's something we got to think about. Again, flak is a no-go. So generally we're going to be heading to the left at first and then taking a right turn at one of the lava pits. We'll have to do some odd jumping to get over there. Let's just get to it. As always, we're going to be double checking that we're reloaded on all guns before we go in, and making sure that we have a grappling hook loaded up, and then we're good to go. I won't be taking any of my meds unless needed. And this is going to be a lot different than the first cave. For one, I will need to check my retreat steps, like my pull back consistently. There are certain places where I won't engage because my retreat is just too darn dangerous. Our biggest threat, I suppose, besides the lava, is going to be the onyx. They come in packs, they move fast, they tear apart through armor, and as well, if you happen to get hit by one of the spiders and you got a web on you, that can be a major problem. If you're ever thinking about sacrificing something on the way to the cave, that's the section to do it in. So here's going to be our first engagement. As always, I want to make sure that I'm ready to pull back. I may have to. I'll probably switch to shotgun. If you don't have, and most people won't have, a sniper like I do, bear in mind that we are on a 4-map cluster, and I've been on it since June, and I didn't start my playthrough or my caves until, early August. So we're talking about 2 months of farming and touring Scorched Earth, getting crates to try and get the weapons I needed to make the playthrough easier. So I didn't have this sniper rifle when I did this cave the first time, and these bats really got on top of me quick. So this will look a little bit easier. What you can't expect though is when you hit that first one, they're all going to rush, and it's unlikely you'll kill them all right off the bat. We're going to try. Instead of reloading, we'll switch to shotguns. Not as powerful. And again, this pulling back is critical. And when I have to reload, I'll be pulling away back. There we go. Now that will be more difficult with lesser guns. Now, of course, most of you probably aren't doing this alone with just guns, right? If you have a team, even a couple guys, and you focus fire, it's not so bad, because you'll be doing the same amount of damage as I would with my sniper. Between the crew, right? These things are kind of quicker, so I'll get them first. That's a crit hit. Always nice. That's a massive crit hit. And we're going to be real slow and steady because I have had multiple failures on this. I would hate that to happen now. There's a guy just relaxing. And the ghillie suit is a big help that they don't recognize me. If you're wearing chitin, you can expect these things to rush before you get closer. We don't make our turn here. It looks like we got some trouble there. Let's get rid of it. That big bad one there, 145. Obviously reloading a lot, just like any first-person shooter, you know. You don't want to run out of ammo. And there's just... I'm guessing I was... Well, the bat's first. That's some big misses that we don't want to make. And then getting hung up on those things will wreck you, so you want to be careful about that. And you notice again, you'll be doing a lot more pulling back if you're not rocking the big guns. So just make sure that you know your path backwards. You wouldn't think these dilos will be a headache, but they can be. They get you at the wrong time, make things turn green for you, you got problems. And that's why we like to have that stimulant, that juice. As we can see, compared to the other cave, we have a lot more enemies to deal with here. There's a gun jam right there. You can hear that click, means it's not going to fire again. I did reload it, so I'll be okay, but you really got to watch for that in an intense battle. It'll wreck you. We're again getting ready to pull back here a lot. Even with these guns, I still have to be extremely careful. A reload at the wrong time, getting clipped by some of those webs, that'll be a real problem. Some people like to bring a pick. My sword does the job. I forgot to mention that I'm not a pike guy. I prefer the sword any day of the week because of its speed. Just take a look at why. That's just holding the button down. Okay, you don't need to be on PC for this to work. This is PS4, Xbox, whatever you're playing on. These are the same kind of things work here. Let's get that gun reloaded. The gun jam, I don't know if that's unique to PC, but every now and then it seems the shotgun just won't fire even though it's loaded up. That's a bit of a problem. You can see the dinos are much higher ranked in here compared to that first cave we did. We're going to be making our right turn here. Do we want to clean all this up first? Not in this case. Okay, I usually like to clear up the corners, but we're going to come back here anyway to check for notes and other things. Ooh, we might have to. This could be a real menacing situation. Obviously, if these orcs come at me at the same time as these ones, we've got a problem. We're in pretty close. Well, yes, what I was saying, you may want to bring a pick. My sword will clear this up. I don't want any extra weight on me at all. I won't be going for the bodies. If you forget stimberries, though, you sometimes find them on these guys in their bags after you clean them. The reason to clean them up is just to make sure my rear guard or my rear escape plan is smooth. So we do need to make a right turn here if I'm not mistaken. It was go left and then head right at the first lava pit. We'll call that the first lava pit. We need to head right. We're going to fire a couple rounds, get what we can done, and then we're going to be speed running right up here in our usual retreat tactics. So if you really want to be safe, let's do a little memory here. Look at all that mess. That could be a problem. Look at that. We're going to jam up on those bodies. You might want to clear that first. We're not going to bother, but it's a good idea. Let's start laying waste. If these guys come, either way, we're unquestionably not going to be fighting from here. We're going to be pulling back, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to get involved. Let's find out. Oryx is always first. That ghillie suit is paying off right now. I'm a little more hidden. I'm going to be really keeping an eye on our backs. I mean, that's just standard. You're not going to expose you. I'm already heavily exposed. And imagine if I'm trying to run back and I have a bunch of dinos right there after me. Is going to be a problem. It's definitely one of the more headachy parts. There's many. This is one. Look at this. It's just an Oryx nightmare. Gotta be real careful about that right side. That's standard arc BS that those bullets aren't landing. Here they come. That reload slows down. I'm gonna need to really run fast now, get myself some distance. I'm not gonna make my turn until I know I've got a few yards between me and them. I don't know why those are missing, but that is not good. Once again, I'm going to need to get some distance. All those misses that weren't really misses were definitely a problem. Again, same problem. I mean, you're just going to have to deal with whatever you want to call them arc glitches. It's a part of it. This is why I really need to know my reverse path. I'm in a bit of trouble here now. I don't want to get hit by those. They'll damage my armor. It'll set me back. Let's just switch to shotgun. We don't have time for that right now. Because that spider's in my alliance, he participated. Thanks, but not my scorpion. All right, let's get our guns reloaded. Definitely gonna run a health check here. We'll let that health naturally heal up a bit. So that was one intense moment. Apparently these guys stopped. They didn't see me. We'll deal with them. A large part of that issue was, I mean, I was definitely making headshots, but those sniper shots just weren't hitting. Okay, so here's our dumping pit. We've got them spread out nicely, though. That's not a bad thing. Had all these followed, look at that. What's the excuse for that, right? Had all these followed, we would have had a little bit more of a headache around there. Luckily, the Onyx kind of isn't the best at chasing you, and that's one of the reasons why I chose to really get that distance going. Now, I am curious where this guy stopped. A little nervous about him coming up from behind. Being alone in here with just guns means it's a very conservative approach. Any type of cockiness, even with this setup, which is pretty boss, any type of cockiness or miscalculations can be a fatality. Sleeping bags are there for that reason. But at the same time, we just don't know where that Oryx went. Onyx, or I don't know why I call them Oryx. And that's not fun. But we'll have to move without him. All of a sudden, when I'm in deep trouble trying to do something, that guy's going to be all over me. Let's have a bite of food. Well, that did a great job cleaning up most of them. And one of the reasons we want to be a little bit more careful and clean up early. Now, we're going to deal with this stuff later. To get to the... This is the way to get to the artifact. Now, this is where you got to be a little careful. We've got little holes that are here that might put us into the lava. And this isn't a spot I want to be fighting. That's why I chose to engage them and draw them back where I had lots of retreat space. See here? Okay, no. But there's these ones that look like this, but they're holes. So if you're not being extra careful, you could run into trouble. Here I've got nice retreat space as well. This will be a great spot to engage and fight. If I get backed up to here, as opposed to trying to mess around with that, I'll probably just start running circles in this area. This is a great spot to run circles while firing with a shotgun, reloading and pulling out. Not the best, not ideal, but it's not bad. You can see we're coming into a tricky section where we have to jump around quite a bit. We're going to deal with whatever we can from here. Quite a bit of action down there. So for extra safety, you can use your grappling hook to get across. I'll just sprint run it. I can't say enough to have that hotbar always the same. I need to know, like my crossbow's on number 2, that's embedded into my brain, which is a big help. And we're on our way well to the artifact now. It's quite a tough little section before, and the artifact section itself is a little bit tough. Some of these guys will fall right into the lava as we draw them. We want to double check our left flank. Explorer note down there, we'll get to it later. This guy might not be shootable. Those are the kind of mistakes that can kill you. Not reloading when you're down to 1 bullet is dangerous. This is a nasty place, but we're going to duke it out from here. If we clear this up, we've got some work. So my retreat line's a bit tight here. I don't love it. I don't love it at all. But, I mean, it is what it is. Let's headshots are pretty important. Looks like we got one approaching. 2 misses there. This is a tight spot to be fighting. Beyond not ideal for me. There's our disease. Once we kill this guy, we're gonna have to get healthy again. Starting with our lesser antidote. Now if you didn't have it, use medical. That lesser antidote will help us out a bit. Remember that disease is contagious. And that's why, I mean, if that was only one, right? If that was more, that would be a really horrible place to have to do this. I would have tried to curl left here, but look at this, you know, who wants to move around fast under pressure through there? Also, I've spun a few circles. I'm not 100% sure now if I'm going in the right direction at all. Actually, quite certain I'm not. I believe we want to head down this way. Had that been more of them, that would have been really tough in that area. Definitely don't feel like I'm going in the right direction anymore. This is for later. There's an explorer note there, but it's not the artifact. And we will get to it. But let's try and see if this is the way. If I was really nervous, I would reverse back and take the path. But we're going to just go ahead. This is a parachute would be great here. We'll do it this way. One of the issues with jumping into a random spot like that, what I just did, can get you into big trouble. That's where we spam our stim juice. Took a torpidity hit there. Okay. But at least we had the orifices cleared out. You don't panic when you get hit by those spider webs. Just stay focused and keep firing that weapon. Another tight spot. The problem is I can't move beyond this. In a desperate move, I can grapple hook up there, but those are which I used in the other cave. But those onyx, they don't care about no grapple hook. They'll come get you out of the air. So it looks like we got at least 2 there. Let's hope we waste this one in one shot. Of course, bullets in arc don't actually follow the path. You know? This ghillie suit's the reason they're not seeing me. Oh boy. That's where we're going to have to do some circles. We want to keep it tight. We don't know what's up in front of us. So we're going to stick to the area we know is cleared. If I move up there, I'm pretty sure I got scorpions and other problems. It's going to hit us a bit. Again, you notice those levels on the dinos are a little higher. Checking gauges. Health looks good. Could use a drink of water. And we'll med brew up, get that health. Keep that health up high. We never know what could go wrong here. So as we see, we've got some nastiness ahead here. That's why I wasn't about to run forward. I'm pulling back, staying in tight circles in the spot. I know I'm safe. I sure as heck don't want to be in a panic trying to jump over this. Anything can go wrong there. You got all these rocks to get caught on, dead bodies. If I have to, I'll fight from a tiny circle before I'll if I don't know my retreat area. You get surrounded by those oryxes, plus the spider onyxes, plus the spider web, you're gonna have problems. All we can do now is hope and pray we went the right way. I believe we did, but it always drives me nuts. It's been driving me nuts a lot in this one, that's for sure. Didn't even see him. He's out of the woodwork. But we know our retreat path is pretty clean. Always getting distance here. I'd like to be greedy and take more than one shot, but Better safe than sorry. We're all alone. Now I'm running out of retreat room. Let's move forward instead. It died anyways, but to just work that area, clean it up. Patience, no panic. And again, just praying to something feels off in the direction we're going, but we'll find out soon enough. About to come over the ridge on me. There it is. Tranquilized torpidity. Get those stim. We got more of them. Not sure where they are. There he is. Besides the scorpions, these guys will knock you out. Those dinos will knock you out. You run into trouble. This is the that's our artifact. We got more action to clean up here. We still got work to do to get the whole cave cleared. But as I mentioned, our first goal was to get you guys to this artifact. And it's going to be a nasty fight. Now, some of these guys, which is great, are going to fall right in this lava. But we do need to get rid of those onyx. Obviously, like any game, sometimes it's faster to switch guns than reload. So keep that in mind. Holding the line here pretty well. Again, though, we knew our area. We know our reverse area for here. Would have been a good spot to run circles, right? That's the key, especially when you're on your own. 4 or 5 guys in here, you're going to be able to hold that line against the bats as long as the boys are accurate. You could hold that line with a long neck if you had to, but you need a couple guys to do that and a half-decent long neck. Clearly the artifact is an interference right now. This isn't the kind of area I want to be jumping across. If I get across there and suddenly I get a wave of something, I'm in deep trouble. I'm going to have to lower my gamma a bit here to be able to see. Oh no, I guess 4 was okay. So I can't say this enough. If you don't have the high-end gear that I do, run with your chitin. Get your medical brews. They're not hard to make. Bring your food, bring your water, and bring the best you got. You don't need the fab sniper. You can do it with a long neck. You can even do it with a pistol. But if you're going to be running that low gear, you're going to want some friends with you possibly, or a dino. But boy oh boy, you're going to have that dino. You're going to be slow and steady just like me. You don't want him going in the water. I believe I don't have much choice here but to jump across. I don't like it. If I fall in the lava, with my health at full, I'll at least be able to grapple myself out. This is where we might find our good old buddy Megalo. There's usually a couple things hiding around this left corner just waiting for me to jump across. Kim. And once I jump across there, I am in a tiny area. If a bunch of stuff comes from this left side, I'm in deep trouble. It's not a fun place to be. We're going to do our best to clear up what we can find before we go over there. I'll also be happy once I get the artifact out so I can see better. So we're going to go with our grapple first. And that'll keep us up in the air. And if we see any trouble, we can shoot it from the grappling hook. Okay, we're definitely going for that drop. It's yellow. I'm going to keep my shotgun whenever I'm in a spot like this because it could get tight quick. Let's clear this out. Now this is where it spawns another one and I want it out. I don't want this thing obstructing my view. So we, of course, can only carry one artifact at a time and drop that out. Now if we had, I just learned about this yesterday. A player had told me about Dino that can carry more than one artifact. So I got to get on top of that. So I sure would love to be taken out too. There's nothing I love about this approach either. I have no reverse area without jumping. I don't want to be running in a panic, jumping over stuff, hoping to make the line. So let's just have a little run off of this full jump. If there's a bunch of stuff over here, I'm going to be an unhappy camper. You just know that yellow thing may not be perfectly clear. Maybe it is. We're going to find out the hard way, unfortunately. Let's reload that shotgun before we even do this. Again, this is very conservative play because I am alone. And I don't want to fail 6 times and have to remake the video. This is my first go at it, but again, as I mentioned earlier, I have flunked out on it 4 times. Well, that's not much use of me, and that's not much use to me. I'm going to take it anyways. You never know, I might be able to trade that for something useless. Little collection. So now we're going to explore the rest of the cave. Obviously the way we came in was heading left and turning right at the first lava pool. So it would be the opposite to get out, but we're not really looking to get out right now. We're looking to check out this place a little bit here. I spam that space bar, just fucking habits, you know. Oh, it looks like we definitely got an explorer node over there. Let's go check that out. And really, I almost have my finger on the 2 button, or my crossbow, as I make these maneuvers. Because if I fall in that lava, I get a couple seconds grace period, depending on your health level, to get yourself out of it. There's a lot of headaches across there. Let's deal with what we can. It's a tight fight in there. I know there's something. There he is. I don't think I can get him though. Oh yeah. I just know when I come in there could be something hiding behind this rock. There's probably something stashed over down here. And if I get an onyx, I'm in trouble. But if we want that explorer note, we just gotta do it. We'll be switching a shotgun. Check these corners. Look at that mess. Now these guys charge at me. Where am I gonna go? Alright, we gotta do 2 jumps to get back. And then God knows what. This is a very risky maneuver. Looks like we got something inbound right away. Okay, well we're gonna do it anyways. And I don't love it. I don't love it at all. So what I'll end up probably doing in my hide, let's test it right now. This may be my escape plan if they get all on top of me. As long as the landing's clear, there we go. So we know we can run this way. Then we have some room to work right here, but not a whole lot. And everything about this blows. Those onyxes are going to come at me hard and fast. There we go. Okay, so missed jump, and that grappling hook just saved my life. And now we won't be moving till we med juice up. Can't say enough good stuff about the grappling hook. You just saw a great example of how that would have been the end. I'd have to come back here. I don't have a second set of gear to get back, and even if I did, if you took the full kit, you'd be so heavy when you recovered your gear that you'd have a problem. Usually when I'm alone in here, I just come get the artifact and get out. But we're not doing it that way today, are we? Get an idea on how many we have. And where is this one? I feel like there's one real close. Possibly glitched into a wall. And he's going to be right on top of me. And I think we're not starting nothing, of course, till we're at max health, because I don't think I'll move from here. I think I'll just duke it out. They don't charge, that's going to make things nice. I think they're just around that corner to the left. Isn't that noise scary? It's down there, I wonder. We'll find out. He's gonna go for a swim in the lava. Most likely not a problem. This looks like it's going to be hot in there. We'll see. He'll take a swim. Hope he enjoys the weather. Will he get out? Will he? Yep. Amazing. Guy can handle some heat. Here's where we're going to have some trouble, but it seems manageable. There's the one that's been making noise. He'll just pop out at the worst time. There he comes. His friend. Oh geez, I didn't know that one was coming. We'll get to shotguns. Deal with this punk. Two of them too in a tight spot. Lucky they were low levels. This is pretty intense. Not a place to play around with. Not bringing my dodos in here. Visibility's not great with all the shine coming off the lava either. And one thing I do not want to do is grapple hook into there right now. I just got a feeling there's troubles. See if we can find a slow, steady way around. Take it from the backside. I think we're gonna go that way. I don't know. I feel like I already came from there. Probably should have checked to double check how many explorer notes there were in here. Nice view. Looks pretty clear. Looks like we got something to the right. We're gonna use our grappling hook just to be safe. There we go. Let's get that stims in. It's always expected some of those little buggers are hiding and waiting for you to make a maneuver. In this case there's a significant amount of them. Once again, can't say it enough, just don't panic. Those webs get on you, keep shooting. And don't run if you don't know where you are. Big cave, as you can tell here. Get the shotgun out. I'm going to stand fast, hold our ground here, shouldn't be too big a deal. Little dilos aren't such a threat on the beach, and I used to laugh that they had dilos in here, but I swear, one of them got me one time. He turned me green, knocked me out, and you know, it's the combination of them and these guys and all the whole show that just makes it a little bit of a challenge. Got some problems ahead for sure. Before we engage here, because we have multiple targets at multiple directions, we're going to see how nice our retreat line is. It's definitely a manageable one. Get to about here and start running our circles. I feel pretty comfortable with that. I think we'll engage the right first, a little closer. That's where we want to go to. We go wherever the bad guys are. And once we get them all cleared up, we're pretty sure we got everything, we'll start working our way out. Which can be a bit tough. I've been lost in here a couple times. This is ridiculous. I'm not super comfortable with this here. My right flank's exposed. These guys just won't bite bullets. Like, what's going on, right? Hitboxes. There we go. Don't know where that's coming from. I'm going to go ahead and pull back a bit here. Get ready to my security zone. Even with the big gun, falling in the lava, no sniper in the world is going to save you from that. Getting surrounded by these guys, that reloading time will kill you. Doesn't matter what weapon you have in here. If you're not careful about your retreat lines, your safety zones, and avoiding getting heavily flanked, that'll be the end of you. I'm not too nervous about them, but let's get rid of them while we can. These guys are the real threat. They're in close, but we'll deal with them accordingly. I'm gonna get a little food into us here. Hopefully I brought an extra water bottle. I'm spending a little more time in here than usual. And this guy, you know what he's gonna do to me, and I don't know what else is around that corner, and that's a problem. There we go to our retreat line. We don't know exactly where it's coming from. We got a glimpse of it, but got one stuck right here, and that's a danger on my right side. I don't want to fall down in there. You running? You running? Oh boy. Again, as soon as I'm not 100% sure, I want to retake control of my comfort zone. There goes something. Oh boy. Running out of room to pull back. Gonna move forward so I don't hit an edge. These guys are tough too, they're putting up a fight. Oh, I got it cleaned up. So when I'm not sure, I'll run circles, better than running off a cliff, but not ideal. I prefer to be in a constant state of pulling back. It's just not available. Quite a few enemies here. Obviously you want to have your weight and your ammo. I don't recommend, honestly, doing this alone. But if you're a go-getter, I like the challenge. I don't mind too much. I'm pretty sure there's an explorer node or something down around this way, so we're going to really get this cleaned up. Like that zombie movie, man. 2 pumps, no matter what. We're going to be fighting our way out. I mean, the speed we're traveling at, it's almost a guarantee. There's going to be quite a few dinos spawned on our way out of here. Those crit hits sure are nice. I mean, I don't think that Dilo needs to take 2,000 damage, but we don't mind dishing it out. At that point, you just don't want to get too comfortable. You start falling out. This is one way to go. This is kind of the way out, in fact. We'll take that way out. Don't panic about those webs. Those webs are no big deal as long as there's not too much stuff around. It's always checking that right side, mainly for torpor, falling asleep. It's not the best place to have a nap, guys. Not the best place to have a nap. Well, I think we're going to go explore the other side of these rocks. That's one way to get out for sure that I remember. We can take it. But we're going to double check over here if we can't find some more stuff. I know there's another loot crate around, I'm pretty sure. And there's a neat little spot that's full of bad guys just over here on the left, if I'm not mistaken. So, it could be interesting. Let's just play safe again. We got lots of these things. I think it's right down there. It's kind of exciting. Really not a place I want to fight. And the bats are my only problem. These guys, I don't think they're going to be able to clear the hole here anyways. They'll fall in that lava. This is what I would consider a terrible situation because I'm in the middle. I got nowhere to run to. We'll be real patient, make sure we're popping those headshots, drop these guys out. You wouldn't want 4 guys on here either, because you'd be bumping into each other. You're trying. I was playing with a few of the boys the other day, trying to jump across this. I bumped into one, went right in the lava. The crossbow saved me though. Come on, come to Poppy here. There we go. I'm gonna clear up what we can before we move. Doesn't look like I'm gonna get a shot. Oh, there we go. Watch that right flank. I just don't love it. Don't love it, guys. But we gotta get over there. I'm pretty sure there's something over there. Maybe not, but we'll find out. It's resources, maybe. This is traumatic. I can't see. Worried about. I gotta get rid of those bats first. I just hear a lot of noises. I won't have a choice but to stand my ground here. There's no way I'm retreating out of this under pressure. No way I'm jumping in there until I'm sure I got as much as I can killed. Nasty place to fight in that circle. And probably for nothing. We'll find that other note on the way out though. I think we're ready to go. Let's just see. This is an unfun situation. Insta shotgun. I ain't coming in here to farm. I'll say it once and say it again. The last thing I want to do is be heavy heading out just because I need a little obsidian. You know, that's kind of like, what is this? A fake spot, I guess? Suck you in, use your ammo up. Nothing here at all. I kind of knew that, but I thought we'd come in here and wreck shit, kill everything that moves. I'm going to head to the other side and clear all that up. Be ready to get out of here pretty soon. It's pretty nasty up there. Alright, use our little 1-2 grappling hook trick here, see what we can do from up in the air. Got a good bird's eye. Don't see anything of use, but we'll use this as our way out anyways. Another place I don't want to fight from is here. It looks like we're not going to be able to land too good. Oops, wrong button. Not the end of the world. I want to be ready to quick switch to that gun as soon as I get out. I don't think there's much in here at all. Oh, we'll start working our way out. Hopefully we'll find that note on the way. This guy's going to come out of the rock as soon as my back's turned. Something. There he is. Alright, now we're sick. Deal with the enemy first. Get our health back up. My medical brew is cheap, guys. Tinto berries, some other easy to get stuff. I carry it around wherever I go almost. Get another drink of water, bite of food. Start working our way out. I'd like to go out a different way than I came. I believe this was where that little S bridge was that's not recommended according to the wiki. I find it's not too bad. You wouldn't want to, again, this is one of those spots where if you do take this direction, you do your fighting from that side first and then come down here. We've cleared it. But if you were to come down here a little too early, you're going to be fighting a lot of things and your retreat line kind of blows because we got to make a bit of a difficult maneuver across this if it was under pressure. I'm pretty relaxed now, so it's not bad, but again, don't start getting too confident. We've got the artifact, but we're still in the heat here. Look at that mess. I mean, that is not fun. Where's this guy going? We have a lot of room to work, though, because we can hit from down low here. We have a real nice fighting spot. Oh, I thought he was dead. Okay, we got to get more of that stim. Almost fell in the lava there. Check that right side. Want to make sure those stars aren't piling up right now. Looks like the stim's effective. I'm going to have one more just to be sure. Stim does chew through a little more water, I think, so you got to watch that. And in my panic run, I barely stopped in time, right? I almost got wrecked. So I think we might come up from down low. Kind of like the high ground, though. It gives me a circle move. Webs don't bother me much. Gonna need more stim here, though. Get my shotgun up. Wow, they are everywhere. Gotta be careful we don't pull back too much. We're in a bit of heat now. Work our circle. Keep moving. Bring the fight to them here and put some pressure. Tired of running back. Got quite a few of them. I mean, these guys are almost hiding in the dead bodies at this point. Let's continue with the high ground. And we have a lot of nice maneuvering abilities here with this circle we can pull around that ramp, but still, it got a little tight for a minute. And we haven't dealt with the bats yet. And there is a significant amount. Do the little guys first. Alright, boys, have some fun shooting. Not sure I'm going to be able to hold ground here, but we're going to try. I see you, buddy, no worries. I'm going to pull a little loop maneuver here. Go. I feel pretty comfortable on the low ground now. Would have been a little sketchy there, but because those everything would have been dropping down on top of me from here, and just not good. Cause, you know, y'all seen Star Wars, right? Get the high ground. High ground always an advantage when available. Little side-to-side maneuvers here. Pretty cleaned up. We're going to slowly work our way out. Let's go check out this now that we're here. Again, a little risky jumping in there, but Megalo, I don't think I have one of them. I don't want to carry the weight of this. I'm really not a pike guy. I'm all the way swords, so. This one always sketches me for some reason. And yeah, let's get a sniper out. Let's hope we can find our way out then. I believe this is up this way, possibly. Of course, you got a dino in here. You're going to be farming a lot of kite. Which on the island isn't as easy to get as somewhere like Aberration. I'm going to be checking around everywhere, make sure we didn't miss nothing. I think we did the whole thing. That's where we sacrifice. Pretty good. Well, that about wraps her up. It went pretty well. Obviously that sniper rifle was a #1 key, but that's not what we're here to learn about. I mean, getting guns is one thing. What the main things that were demonstrated there is checking that rear path, making sure you're watching all your flanks, and you know, having the right gear with you. Oh boy, oh there she is. Thank goodness. So yeah, that's it. Another cave, another day. We'll head off back to base, and we'll be getting ready for the next one. Probably go ahead and do the one over at the volcano next. So I'll get that up as soon as I can. Maybe not tonight. Gotta head on live on Twitch there after this. See what the community's doing. And grab a little dinner maybe. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Thanks for coming out. As I always like to remind everybody at the end that you're more than welcome to join our server. It is public. It's available to everybody. We have 4 maps in a cluster. It's all set to PvE because we are doing a playthrough of the entire game. Some of us, not everyone's participating, but if you're into that, come on down. We do bosses, we do caves together. I like to make sure I'm really good at the caves, so if a couple of new guys want to give it a run, I can help support them in that. All the links to join the server can be found in the info section. You just click to make it bigger. As well, I will put a link to the wiki page for that cave, although like I said earlier, or may have said earlier, it is outdated. You'll want to really take that with a grain of salt. And also, of course, if you enjoyed it, you know, this goes without saying, like, subscribe, follow, and put on those notifications so when I do another video, you know. I do live stuff as well, which I will be doing tonight, but not on this app, but probably maybe late tomorrow night. I have some plans tomorrow, so I got videos coming up every day. You can play on my servers. I'm an all-around decent guy, in my opinion. Other people, who knows. Well, glad having you on board, guys, and hope you have yourselves a great night, and hope you pick something up from this video. Take care now.